From studying pharmaceuticals in Cyprus to working in Hong Kong, but now in Zimbabwe, not only. This is the story of Taneo Chiedza, a farmer par excellence. We want to hear the story of how he transitioned from pharmaceuticals to working in Hong Kong, but now back home in Zimbabwe. And behind us is a field full of butternuts. And we've seen the onions there, or the onions, some call it. Chiedza, welcome to Manawe, a program where we talk everything farming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Chitanga program edu Chiedza, can you tell us who is Chiedza Taneo Nkata?
Okay, so Chiedza Taneo, she's a very passionate lady. Like you said before, I studied pharmacy in Cyprus, and then I worked in Hong Kong, and then coming back to Zimbabwe, it was all about love.
Mm-hmm.
I got married.
Love for farming or love isn't rudo?
Rudo.
Oh, okay.
It was rudo. I got married to a very, very handsome man. That was in 2021. So we then came back to Zim. He told me his vision. The vision was to settle down in Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten a very good job offer in Australia. So when we're still dating, I was just asking him, Twitter say, I have this good job offer. And then he was like, Mdiwa, you Zim is where we're supposed to be. That's where I see the vision. That's where I see raising my kids. So if you want to go to Aussie, you can go. But so like any other advice that you get from parents and the likes, you listen and you submit to your man. Mm-hmm. And I did just that.
So if you had chose Australia, was he going to be in the picture, or it was going to?
I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not so sure. But men are very adamant about their plans, and I remember just making a prayer, Kuti Mari, if you know where I'm supposed to be and what I'm passionate about, the destiny. So, and I'm just submitting myself to this guy. And I just pray and hope Kuti in the future it's going to pay off. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But eventually, did his vision pay off?
It did. It did, hey. He's doing exceptionally well. Mm-hmm. In his field, he's doing quite well. And also just taking care of us. Farm to fork, it's partly him. Mm-hmm. Mostly him, actually. Yeah.
He's the one providing capital.
Yes, he is.
As always.
He is always, yes.
So Chichi, you studied pharmacy in Cyprus, and didn't you want to pursue that here in Zim? Why not pharmacy?
I did, hey. I did. So when I came back, I looked into it because that was like the safest way to maneuver. And I looked into it and looked at how you can get registered and the whole process. So all in all, it sums up to about 4 years for you to be fully registered here in Zimbabwe. The first year you do tests and you do examinations and the likes. Then for the next 3 years you'll be doing community service. So the government posts you anywhere around Zimbabwe to just do community service. Then from then onwards you become a registered pharmacist. So looking at all that, it was just too much. I just didn't want to do school. I didn't want to do school at all. And I was so ready to become a kept wife, like just sleep and rest. Since that but then it didn't go so well. I am not someone that can be tamed, not tamed per se, but lazy, no. So that's when I then thought say. So the other idea was to open my own pharmacy. And in order to do that, you can hire a registered pharmacist,
yeah.
and then you just do it as a business. But then it's a bit capital intensive to get started. So I was like, I'll do it in the long run, not now. Yeah.
So after that failed, so does this mean that farming then became the viable option, or it was a low-hanging fruit, or was there passion for farming, or what really happened?
There was no passion for farming. I actually didn't know I had the passion for farming. We started when we came. We partnered with my husband. Is the one who always used to talk about farming, mainly poultry farming. So we when we got here, we started with we got partnered with a friend, and we did 8,000 broilers.
Broilers,
Yes, we did 8,000 broilers in Rua, and we were so excited. You know, we do big things. My husband and I, we always say we do big things, and I'm actually regretting that we could have started with 1,000 because we didn't have any know-how. We didn't know how to take care of chickens, but we're just banking on the person, the expert that knew
person
everything.
that you partnered with.
Exactly. He had been doing it for quite some time. So it was going well up until we were supposed to now release our chickens. Then that's when we realized kuti our neighbor ari total chickens as well. Kafa buritsa danga rake.
The neighbor had they also had a big number.
Oh, they had a big number. These guys do 30,000 or more.
And you had
And we
8,000.
had 8,000. So when you're trying to reach people on your groups, on the groups, or advertise, we have chickens, people were telling you, we've already ordered from this person, we've already ordered from this person. So it was a very big stumbling block. And just for people, especially kind of uchuru kutanga, you know, when you're starting, you always have this passion of, it's going to happen, I'm going to make money. And then you start, and then you don't even make money. So it was we hit a big loss, and my husband from then onwards was like, I don't want to do
Farming anymore.
no. His heart is not even there anymore.
So Chich, when you guys relocated to Zim, it took you how long to then start this broiler project? I want to understand the if you guys had an understanding, or you guys would see videos of people farming in Zimbabwe, then you thought, let's go, we'll do farming. Did you try to understand the environment, the context, the market, or it was, let's just do farming?
No, I think it was we knew kuti we have to do something that is a need. You know, that's how we can get into the market. Food is always
There's that sentiment that says you never go wrong with food.
with food, exactly. So as long as you're providing food, people are always gonna buy your product. That's what we thought. But then we hadn't then dived deep in kuti, okay, you have to, there's so many factors that you have to consider. It's not just kuti they want food, but people also might also want food. You're not now. They might want it in the future. They might want it next month or something like that. So it might be the rightful season to do the job. So I think we really hadn't. Apa takangoita chimari because so we're doing farming. My husband is still doing mining, and we got a certain. I think he had a deal that went good. So we're thinking of how to then
Expand the territory.
exactly, so that we don't put our eggs in the same basket. And that's when we decided to do a it actually came as an idea. At least 6 weeks that was the idea.
Okay, so did you guys then construct the forums, or they were already existing?
They were already there, but we only did like a brooder. Yeah, because the guy already had Dangara Choraikwana 8,000 birds. So we needed to do a brooder so that we can put Totangata brooder momo, then we then move them to the bigger Danga.
And what happened with 8,000? Did you sell some, or add some, donate some to the family? threw some away because 8,000 is a very big number.
It's a big number.
And given the fact that there was a neighbor who was doing 30K, it's possible that it's not only them that had 30K. There are other farmers around that area.
True.
So why we are digging deep into this, I want people out there to understand, especially people that are in the diaspora, when they want to come back home, invest into farming. They need to understand the context.
Okay.
So yes, I will get to a point where you then provide some solutions or advice given your experience.
Okay.
But what happened to these 8K beds that you had?
So 8,000 beds, we had a motility rate of about 90%. I mean 10% of that. So so I think we were left with about 7,000
Plus.
7,000 something, and we then, from those 7,000 something birds, we managed to sell some at a good price, at the price that we wanted, which was $3.50. $3.50. Actually, we're starting at $3.50. That's the initial price tag that we had. If we had sold all of them at that price, we're gonna make quite a good. It was gonna be a good investment, anyways. But then a quarter of those we only managed, not even a quarter, less than a quarter of those we managed to sell them at $3.50. Then we had to keep decreasing the price. So as we were decreasing the price, remember these birds are supposed to be out already. Saka, but you could decrease the price and you're increasing your feed.
Yeah.
So you're now seeing your selling price irikudzika, your feed price irikukwira. Saka kuti muzorita even break even, it becomes difficult. Saka takatozopesa takutengesa huku at $2 to just get rid of them. Not dzanga dzakuti costera feed, and then kana dzakura after 6 weeks they'll be eating like crazy. They'll be eating like crazy. So had it not been for the market that kind disrupt us, I think we're gonna have quite a good sell. And the other thing was we didn't factor in, when you're sitting down, you need to do pros and cons. If this thing goes wrong, how can we maneuver? If we had gotten a chiller, a blast chilling machine, or even a plucking machine, or even kuti tongotengesa dzimwe dzakadressewa, yeah, or kuti tine cold room somewhere, because we're thinking about kuti tinotengesera takatonoita investigation totengesere ma abattoirs. Vanenge vachitokudzopresa dzokupinga vanotengesera huku, vanenge vachida live weight watorora vanotengesera huku at a very, unotovatengesera huku at a very low price. Then they will charge you the abattoir fee yacho. It wasn't making sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't making sense. So so that's why I think that was like our biggest problem. If we had sat down prior to see, okay, can we get a cold room? Can we rent one? Then maybe freezer to any other time. Yeah. So if people want to venture into it, you have to consider Zakawanda. You have to consider, okay, if you can't sell ipapo, what can you then do? Where can you take your birds? Shelf life.
So, but after that experience, Chiedza, why do you keep coming? Why do you keep coming back to farming? And today we are here. That was in Ruwa, and today we are in Norton. There is a hectare or so, a hectare plus of butternut behind us. Why do you keep coming back after that experience in Ruwa?
I think my middle name should be Chiedza Tenacious. I've got serious tenacity. Like I always feel like you only give up when you have exhausted all outcomes. For my husband, he's done. With farming, he's so done.
So he's now doing it from a distance.
Yeah, he's doing it from a distance. He's just watching to see if anything is gonna come out of it. But I am gonna keep trying. I want to keep trying until I get it right. I was even telling him that I'm going to also do the broilers. At one point, I'm gonna try them as well. But I just thought we should give it a try. Let's pivot. We did broilers, it didn't go so well. So now we're doing layers and eggs, mainly egg production. And so far it's been quite good. It's been profitable, if I may say. It's been yeah, we are seeing profits. I'm able to pay salaries now because of eggs, and it's been quite good. I think it's just a matter of if you have a burning passion in you, you always find ways to come back. I remember I was listening to Shingai Mutasa, and he was saying that success is very painful, and people don't see it. People will only see the afterthoughts. People will see you one imba or one didi, but they then don't understand the struggles that you go through in order for you to get to that place. So yeah, that's that's the main thing.
Okay, Gigi, let's talk about Norton, where we are here today. And you, along the way, you told me that you had onions before. Can you tell us about that experience? How did that go? We saw them, and we'll show our viewers that. And you are not so proud of that project. How did that go?
Onions. Like I said, we do big things. Huh? Remember when I told you that we do
Yes.
big things? So I decided to
Big
grow.
things, big risks.
Exactly. We planted a million plants. A million.
A million onions.
A million plants. And it was because I just have passion and drive for farming. I don't have the knowledge. I decided to get people that are well equipped, agronomists. So I had an agronomist, Mr. Nyakujka. Is a very good man. And I told him my vision. I told him I wanted to do this and I don't know, so can you please help? He came and he helped us through. But I think what made his job very difficult was where we got the seed from. Now, when you're farming, it's very important to get the right seed. Because if you don't have the right seed, your output is going to be a disaster. So I got seed from this. Those guys, what are we now? You know, I had all varieties of onions, capriccio, irati, all of them. You name them, yellow, what? They were all in there. But then it was just something else. I'm like you said, I'm not very proud of that project. Sakatazona at the end, towards the end, because you're planting what you funga in your mind could in 3 months you'd have made money. Now the biggest challenge, the onion seedling is very expensive. I think it costed me about 3.5 for just the seedling itself. It's very expensive because the onion no bada. If you get it right, no bada. So tajikara onion only talk to fungo but onion tukuramba chingodiriza. It's been 4 months. It's been 5 months. Tingodiriza onion aiskubuda. That's when someone else with the fresh eyes no, you have got different varieties because we're not amaita amana. You have different varieties, yeah. So the best thing, and I got so pissed off. I was so disappointed. So I just uprooted. I was like to the guys, beside, yeah.
So you bought seed for 3,500. Was it because that this supplier couldn't supply 1 million seedlings that they ended up mixing different kinds of onions in that million?
I think so, because all in all, that seedling, right, was about 5K or so.
5,000. So what went wrong with this deal? You wanted something that was cheap. You had gone to these big suppliers and their prices were up there, or what happened?
No, they say the Bible says my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I had no knowledge. Big time. I had no knowledge. Do you know what I did? I went on Facebook and I started researching onions for sale, seedlings. Saka we have a bunch of people coming in. Only let me go to that person.
Go to them, yeah.
on not knowing kuti munhu unongo chitrustavo vanhu chiti pamwe vanhu ndakatoenda kwacho kwanga vachiita maseedbed ravo vachitondiratidza kuti iri ndo rari panapa but pane rimwe richazowanikwa kwadema kune rimwe I'm like oh no, but I really trusted that guy kuti andipe very good seed. And I told him the type of variety that I wanted because later I go research and show not ndepiri inoita and the likes. And I'd also done like soil tastings with ZFC. So I kind of knew it was good. So it's going to be good for me. But pasidi papu
that's where you go.
You know when someone spends 3.5k, you're not looking for cheap things. You're thinking, okay, fine, let me put my all into the seed because the seed is the one that's going to come out. Nongos wana mariangu back. But then it didn't go as well.
But you also didn't give up after that experience. And today you have butternut that you have. What lessons did you draw from those two experiences? Yeah.
The first lesson is get good seed from reputable companies. The butternut seed, I got it from Avenos. And I learned that lesson from my new agronomist. She told me, you have to get it from very reputable companies. The seed because all these good companies, we were in Avenos, get your seed from there. It might be pricey, but it's worth it. The second lesson that I've learned is do what is necessary. You know, people, I realize everyone is farming. Like right now, vanarikujgara tobacco, right? But not everyone is doing, what's this thing called? Is planting according to the, I think that's where we differ from the white community. Varungwanita zvinhu zvavo zviri up to par.
According to the book, yeah.
Exactly. You're not just going to do chikorokoza farming. You can't do that. Saka, you have to get a schedule. You have to get your planting schedule, your spraying schedule, your fertilizer schedule. And I only got to know this from the new agronomist that I have. Kuti zvinotori nebhuku mukati. Kuti anotoziva kuti okay fine kana tichizospraya this tikufanira kuzocounter this so that has affected this. So all those things you have to do it up to par. And if you do it up to par, you'll get results. So I think that was the second lesson that I learned. The other lesson that I learned was you need to have the right team. You know, you need to have the right team of workers. You need to have, because at the end of the day, it's human capital. So if you don't treat them well, they're not going to treat your business well. And you want people that are malleable, people that can change and can adjust. Yeah. And you also want hardworking people. So if you don't have even just that whole set of people, it won't go as par. So I think that's the most thing that I learned. And I also learned don't give up. I mean, farming it's a lot about faith more than hope. If you can appreciate the two, it's about you gotta trust God kuti Mwari zvandagara pachabuda something. And saka dzimwe nguva I know we get so demotivated as farmers kuti gore rino handira kurima zvakanaka. Like I told you before, I'm going to do onions again. Maybe when you come back, I'm going to do red onion, I'm going to do yellow ground, whatever it is, I'm going to do onions again until we get it right. So it's just a matter of, you count your losses, you don't, not boots. But you got to tell yourself, no, I have to figure it out until I get it right.
Right. Yeah. Chiedza, allow us to get personal a bit. Okay. The first project, 8K broilers, you were in there with your husband, didn't work well, and he said, I'm taking a step back.
Yeah.
But manje, akuzoona manje, waroa 1 million onions, asinaonya sobuda for zakanaka. Apa spano stanka uta, but I told you these things. Through farmers say, kumba, wauna mi, akuzaka mira mushe.
Sadzara katomborekeza kubikwa kumba ukuzi. Apanga pasikadiwi pameba. He was very pissed. To him, I'm wasting man. Because, and he says, "Good, you have the liberty to keep trying and failing and trying again
And fail, yeah.
Like, because you know such in baking, you know, he can't afford to fail because I
fail,
don't
yeah,
want anyone
yeah.
to lean on. But he was very pissed. How I got the current agronomist, she had come to visit my landlords. So that's when she came in. She also grows onions. She's like, onion is not doing so well. So the boys then told me, Panama, maybe you can talk to her. Very good hunger, no see us from Washington. So then I gave her a call. Then my husband's like, I need to go with you to that woman's house. So we get to the woman's farm.
Drove together.
Yeah, we drove together. Found the woman. We saw what she was doing, and it was working. So my husband is like, "Kwa mwa kadzi vari kuzvigona sei?" So from that point on, it was just like, get this woman on board. Let her join you so that you can be able to do zvinemusoro. Because it was very disappointing. And I told them, you know what, even the Hajikara butternut, I'm going to give you Maria Onion Yaki. I'm just going to give him his money. Maybe I can
Don't say Becky. It's not okay. It's not okay. But Chiedza, I spoke of a landlord.
Yeah.
Does this mean that this place is not yours? You are renting it out?
Yes, it's not mine. I'm renting.
Kwemi vanhu vari kubva kudiaspora mukuya muchirenda isusu techingoshaya tichiti land iri kunetsa tichiti land zvakaoma.
Land iri kungonetsa kuapply, but kurenta, I think there are some areas that are still vari kurentesa. Vanhu vari kutorentesa. So tiri kutorenta. I'm renting about 4 hectares. 4 hectares.
You told me the price, which you won't say on air, but it's Chiedza muri kurima mahara panapa ka. And let me support my brother. Kuti no, he's uri kurima Chiedza wakapiwa pekurima mahara.
Yeah.
You can't keep on failing. But I'm happy kuti you got it right this time with
the
butternut.
Yeah.
So speaking of my butternut, obviously what that there's an agronomist who comes, and how frequent do they come in? And what the importance of having someone Chiedza nokubatsira, because people at times we don't atibudisa mari because we are stingy. We want to keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, true.
But getting someone with the right knowledge, with the right expertise, how has that helped you?
It has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot. She came in and she shifted everything. She shifted everything, even up to the workers. Kuti vanototrainwa, vanotodzidziswa kuti izvi ndozvatiri kuita. You have to cook, even if you give them a planting schedule kuti muri kuspraya chakati, vanofanira kutodzidzawo kuti muri kuspraya chakati, why muri kuspraya ichocho, chiri kuzobatsira chii. And she came in and moved. That's why I always talk about destiny helpers. You always need to find those people that can come, because you don't know it all, Oriwega. You know, you need people that can come and show you the other side that you are not seeing. And she has been a great help. And she also did my lessons. So she comes like two times a week. Kufam. But even if she's not here, they'll be communicating with her online. To me, my picture to she comes and then she scouts the area for any diseases, and it's been quite good. These people are very expensive, but it's worth it. It's very worth it. And like what you're saying, tozoita stingy. Kuti ndingambodi kubhadhara munhu mari yakawanda. But unotozoona kuti zvoni cheap is expensive. Ukana kutsvaga wacho anoziva knowledge shoma unozobhadhariswa manje nekuluza thousands. Exactly.
Yeah.
And of which you could have just spent a couple of hundreds to just get someone who's knowledgeable enough to do zvauri kuita.
So how many butternut plants do you have in there? And after all this chat yataita, people want to know the money. The money, right? So is there money in butternut farming, and how many plants do you guys have at the moment? How much are you looking forward to make if all goes well? But I'm from the visuals that we're seeing, it's pointing to this time Christmas thing takanaka.
We pray so. We pray to takanaka. So we have about north of 17,000 plants. 17,000 plants. And from there, our God has been faithful. I'll show you around the size of the butternuts actually now. So per plant we're averaging 5 to 7 or 9 vana butternuts per plant. So it's been quite good. And the panato kura, they're very big. They're huge. Panato kura acho, we have they're weighing up between 1.5, 1.8 to even 2 kgs, one butternut. Butternut, we price according to weight. Saka we tentakanaka Christmas.
Yeah, my rough calculations are in, let's say a minimum of 5 per plant at 35 cents. That gives us what, $1.75.
Yeah,
they're about per plant.
Per plant, yeah.
Multiplied by 17,000.
Yeah, so close to 30,000.
Yes.
I
think
north of 30,000.
unomboricupa malosses ema-onions
Don't worry, Cooper.
Yeah, but how has been the journey so far, especially Kanapani, a plant that is promising? How has been the journey so far? And does that give you morale to frequent the farm?
The journey has been full of ups and downs. When we started, so like I told you, we staged them. So they have a difference of about 2 or 3 weeks, the other half and the other half. When we planted the first half, the one year we did takajikara from seed. So you see the outer lines are nakumira chin. Okay, we then did the seed filling, gap filling. But akadyiwa nema-rodents. Anazimachine chishona
Makonze.
Mbeva.
Oh, mbeva, yeah.
Adyiwa nembeva. And we had not taken that into account. You see, like farming, you're always hit by different things.
There's always something coming up.
There's always something coming up. So ndikufonelwa ndiri kumba, I had just given birth. Kwaita mambeva kunokapedza munda stress tine mwari zvandiri kutiraiwo kusumuka. But then we then did gap filling. Gap filler, we did spray kuti mbeva dzacho dzitize at least zvakazoita zviri nani. But then now we're supposed to then replant the second half tichishandisa the exact same concept. Only the agronomist ndopakazoti no guys, let's change. Now let's do seed propagation ku hobaks. Vanoita unongoendesera seed rako. You can take your seed there. Then vanova propagate it up to, maybe they can propagate it for like a week or 2. Some seed bed. Mozongotora ava seedlings. So kana iri seedling mbeva haridyi. So you then realize the difference. Usaid kuno esa kabuda. Kusaid uku ndokune kufanike the outer ends ndo ainyanya kudyiwa nema-rodents. So that was the other the down phase. But then from then onwards it was okay. Now we are focused the rains. We're praying for the rains. Yeah, we do drip irrigation but we're praying for the rains. Now the rains come and it's too much rain. So we're not another priority. We need them to change color. So we need literally to no rain at all. For at least for the next couple of days up until Tabuditsa.
Chiedza, this is new to you. Let me hold this question. I'll ask it after this one. Okay. How easy is it to maintain or to take care of the butternut?
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy because you are fighting weeds. There are weeds that you have to make sure kutitimra korningerichi uproot now and then. Because if you leave my weeds arimo anongachi fight nutrients
for the food,
with the plant. So it then doesn't come out properly. So that's why I think I have kajinji kuma farms no pana one mushandi. Kana 2, but I have got 3 because I realized okay, they need to maintain the hectare. We need to do it up to perfection. So you have to be consistent with the spraying yacho. Kuti it has my fruit flies, my chichichi, as affect the plant. But it feels like it has been easy because I have someone who was telling me all this. Kuti Chiedza, pineapple week 1
Let's do
spray.
this,
Yeah. Muri spray am so Monday, muri spray am so Wednesday. Muri chichichi. And the other thing that has been helpful are my liquid fertilizers. They're easily absorbed into the ground. Saka, and they help not to provide them more nutrients. Like that's what I've been seeing so far. I think maybe people in the agricultural sector are gonna shift more to
liquid fertilizers.
Liquid fertilizers.
Okay, Chichi, you appreciate that you are learning as you go.
Yeah.
And there was little or no knowledge before this.
Yeah.
My workers, vana samtoko avazotora advantage here kuti abosi apana chavanoziva, so tongoro kalakatezwa approach kana ungonyepa kuti zvadai. So venturing into this with a little or no experience at all, and your workers maybe they have a bit of experience with these things, or they don't.
Yeah.
How does that compromise the outcome, or how have you dealt with that? So
my agronomist, my matangira. Like I said, I told you she came in and she trained the whole team. But then what story popping up that is supposed to be here, like 2 guys, Tinona Spence. But because Vesevandi now, Apananga Kamborima butternut. We're like 4 blind people, 6 blind people. So they are also learning. They do research. The other thing that I do is I try by all means to equip them with there are companies that offer my classes on how to plant either cabbage, how to plant potatoes, how to plant carrots and whatever. So we're supposed to be planting potatoes, and I taken the initiative. Vashandi Vangu said they attend those lessons,
classes,
so that at least we all have the knowledge. Tikakwanisa kunzwisisa zvese zvatiri kuita. Kunenge kusisina kakukutsirana keke kuti ndonyanya kuziva kudarika iwe. Kanti gatite so asi pamwe zvauri kuti tita zviri wrong. Saka I think it's very good kuti vashandi workers vange vachiattenda seminars, vange vachiattenda malessons, vange vachitowana dzidzo more as well kuti tiri kufanira kuita sei panguva yakadai so. So for butternut, all the boys were being taught by the agronomist. So it was more often like an in-house thing. We then didn't have to go outside.
So,
But for potato, akatoenda na Spencer, and then they did the vakatitwa ma lessons acho kadzitsonze zvinofana kuita sei. So if you don't have a team inonyatsokunzwa, I know kuti most people know vachiti hakazova vashandi vakazoziva kuti zviri kuitwa sei vanotiza pabasi.
That was my next question. No, so I'm investing, could be $100 for that potato production cost, could be $100 per head or more, whatever it is. So you have 3 October 300, maybe their transport as well. You picking them up, or trying this as 500 for that. But if I invest 500 in Spencer, some talk and the other guy, then they decide good mangwana work to end. How do you the second farmer watashanyira so far who says it is important to invest in people that you work with. One farmer was if it's pig, they should go for pig lessons. If it's potato, like what you are saying, they should go for potato lessons. But moyo kuti let me just gamble with these guys. Ndo badarira.
It's I believe kuti we have become a family. We grow together. Even though you have to be injecting. For the first 4 months, it's serious schedule. We had to get a guy who train. Kuti tinobaya say ma vaccines, no vaccinator say. So I believe kuti in the future, they can do something of their own. I don't tie people down, but I take very good care of my workers. Like I take very good care of my workers. And ngobati mushandi kuti mushandi saka anabasa. I make sure kuti their needs are met. I make sure kuti ipapa butternut onye natitaka doro. Tata doro kwa masalaries avanenge vachihora every month. Inenge ichibvepo mariyo naangati. So Saka, I just make sure you have to take it's human capital. You have to take good care of them. Because panende sipo unozo vanonobirwa too much nevashandi. Because you hamusi kuvapa zvinhu zvakakodzera. But ukaona une team rero kuti unongochi vari kutoonawo kuti no moms iri kusacrifice a lot for us and their families as well. I was telling them kuti Christmas muya nefana venyu nevakadzi venyu panotomboita Christmas. I feel like it's very very, if most people vakakwanisa kuzvigraspa izvozvo kuti kunotori neiwo human capital and kuti vakabva panapa vakazoda and havazodi kubva ukatozvitry unotoona kuti because munhu paari kubenefita zvakawanda people hate change. Zvozvo chanobva pabasa munhu anotoda kubva pabasa because anenge achiona kuti panapa I'm not growing. So I've given them all the kuti vanokwanisa kugrow even in their own space. I have Tanaka as my supervisor. Unotoona kuti mwana uyu anozvikwanisa and anotoverenga achitoseta kuti what it finance aiwa mother data today so anenge achitoresearcha in his own time. Wotozoona kuti no uyu mushandi uyu give him room to expand to grow. Yeah, everyone wants to go. If you're not growing, you're dying. So everyone wants to grow in their sector. Like you mentioned, some talk. This address, apparently he just came in and started doing tomatoes. I mean, and play with the soil. He's building and Nema coils. Kirimban. I've got no idea what that is. I was like, okay, go ahead and do what you want to do. But you don't have to cage Vakshandi. Let them be free, let them grow. And as we don't talk about Sirawe as the owner of the business, it will help you quite a lot if people are free to expand in their Basarawe Momo. Yeah.
There you go, fellow Zimbabweans. We were not on today at Farm to Fork farm where we were talking to Chiedza about a farming journey and how she has managed. I thank you. Till next time. Thank you so much, Chiedza, for having us.